quick thank you to our sponsors for making this podcast possible. They keep this show free to listen to. Hey there, Peace and Parenting family. If you love the podcast but wish to enjoy it without interruptions, your wish has come true. Introducing the ad-free version of the Peace and Parenting podcast, available exclusively on Apple Podcast. As a subscriber, you'll get all the heartfelt advice, parenting stories, and actionable tips you love without any ads. For less than the cost of a coffee each month, you will enjoy uninterrupted listening while also supporting our work to help you build stronger connections with your kids. Try it out for free. Simply find Peace and Parenting on Apple Podcasts, click Try Free, and you'll gain immediate access to our ad-free episodes. There's no commitment and you can cancel anytime. So if you're ready for a more peaceful, uninterrupted listening experience, subscribe now. Let's keep focusing on connection without the distractions. Thanks for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Are you sick of fighting with your child about electronics? Are you tired of them coming off the phone like a zombie from another dimension? Are you sick of the constant negotiation, the 5 more minutes that becomes 45, the meltdown when you say time's up? If any of that is hitting close to home, you're in the right place, because if you're listening to this, it's because you know the phone is a problem, or the iPad, or the computer, or the video games. Your kid probably knows it's a problem too, and yet every single conversation about it turns into a war. Am I right? So here's the question I want us to start with today. Why does it keep going wrong? I want to tell you something that may surprise you. The answer has almost nothing to do with the telephone, or the computer, or the video game. I'm Michelle. I'm a parent educator, a certified parenting coach, a former teacher and counselor, and a mom of 1 teenager and 1 20-year-old. I started Peace and Parenting in 2016 because everything I had been taught about parenting wasn't working for me. The timeouts, the punishments, the rewards, none of it was building the relationship I wanted. Peace and Parenting has become a way to help parents move from punishments and rewards into something better, connection. Through private coaching and group events, I help parents in a way that actually works long-term. And today we're going right into one of the biggest sources of conflict in modern families, the phone or the electronics. Here's the truth. Before we get into strategies and tools, I need to share the most important idea in this entire conversation. Everything else we talk about today flows from this. The single most important thing that keeps children and adolescents safe with technology and everything else is strong communication with a supportive relationship with their parent. Not stricter rules, not better parental controls, not taking the phone away, the relationship. And this relationship starts at age 2, at 8, and at 12. This isn't my opinion. A child who feels heard, understood, and safe with their parent is a child who makes safer choices online. A child who trusts their parent is a child who comes to them when something does go wrong. This is the entire safety strategy. That's what we are building today. I want to ask you a question that has nothing to do with your kids. Who do you take advice from? You in your personal life, who do you take advice from? Think about the people in your life, the input that you actually listen to. What makes you trust them? Who comes to mind? Why? Here's what I usually hear when I ask the question. People that value me. They listen to me before they give me advice. They don't talk down to me. They trust me and I trust them. Now, ask yourself, do those people punish you when you make mistakes? Do they scold you, shame you, take things from you, bribe you? Of course not. The people that you are willing to be influenced by are the people who treat you with respect. They don't judge. They see you. They trust you. They treat you as capable. Now, I want you to think about your child. Why would they be any different? Your child's not going to follow the lead of someone they experience as controlling or unkind. They're not going to come to you when things go wrong, especially online, if they're afraid of what you'll do. They don't internalize your values around screens if every screen conversation comes wrapped in a punishment or a consequence or shame. The influence you want over your child's tech use doesn't come from control. It comes from being the kind of parent they actually want to listen to. That's the relationship question, not a rule question. So here's how we can totally reframe it. You can't manage your way to a child who trusts you. You can't punish your way to a child who comes to you. And you can't restrict your way to a child who makes good choices. Influence is earned through connection, not forced through control. Here's a little story about Esme. I want to tell you about my daughter. She was not the child who made peaceful parenting easy. I began my parenting journey like many of you, using what was taught to me: control, consequences, timeouts, threats, yelling, whatever would make my kids behave. And when it came to electronics, Esme was not having any of it. She would not turn them off. She would not follow the limits. She would not listen to me about rules or time or dangers or anything. Sound familiar? So what did I do? I took the phone away as a consequence. I made her earn screen time back. I set timers. I made strict rules. And it made everything worse. Every time I took the phone away, she became less cooperative, less willing to listen, less likely to follow my lead on anything, not just the phone, because she saw every move I made as control. And she was not going to be controlled. My biggest mistake was using electronics as a punishment tool. All it did was make the electronics more precious to her. The scarcer it felt, the more she wanted it. She was obsessed over it and fought tooth and nail to get it back at any cost. I had created what I now call the scarcity trap. When something can be taken away, it becomes worth fighting for. Every time you weaponize the phone, every time you use it as a punishment, you send your child the message that this thing is precious, this thing is worth the war. Eventually, I realized I had to change. And luckily, having found hand-in-hand parenting, what I learned there saved my relationship with Esme. All the ideas I teach, everything we work on inside the Peace and Parenting community is built on what I learned in that season. 2 foundational shifts. 1, I got rid of consequences and punishments as my primary tool. 2, I introduced connection. And the first tool I ever used, the one that changed everything, was called special time. Now, special time has 3 rules. It's a practice, and it can shift your relationship. It shifted mine with Esme completely. I've seen it transform hundreds of parent-child relationships in our communities, in my coaching. It's almost too simple, and it has 3 very easy rules. 1, you set a timer, 10 to 20 minutes, but it has a clear beginning and an end. You announce it, and it has to be kid-driven. There's nothing that is an adult agenda. We're not taking them to the store. We're not on our phone. We are fully engaged. It's one-on-one with our child. Special time is how you can build connection, and connection builds influence. One of the biggest reasons kids are so drawn to screens is because screens give them something they may not be getting enough of elsewhere: stimulation, a sense of control over their own experience, undivided attention, especially that last one. A child who gets a daily dose of undivided, judgment-free, child-led time with their parent has their connection cup filled. And a child whose cup is full is dramatically less likely to go looking for it on a device. They want to be connected to us. They want to be in a one-on-one experience with us. It gives us also the perfect bridge, the transition off of screens. Instead of the cold "time's up" that blows everything up, you have something better to offer. So here's your first quick win from this episode. 1, tonight, pick one child, set a timer for 10 to 20 minutes. Ask them, what do you want to do? Then follow their lead. No agenda. Put your phone away in the other room for the full duration. Aim to do this daily for 1 week. Then notice what shifts. And here's the pro tip. Use special time as you transition off of screens. Stop saying, okay, time's up, put it away. And instead say, your iPad time is almost done. Want to do special time afterwards? What are we going to do? Stop saying, you've been on that way too long. And say this instead. Time to wrap it up. What do you want to do after? Watch what happens to the meltdown that used to follow. I want to share something the research makes very clear. Our own screen use is the #1 predictor of our child's screen use. Ugh. That's coming out of multiple studies in the Journal of Pediatrics and through Common Sense Media research from 2019 to 2023. 80% of what children learn comes from our modeling, not from lecturing, not from rules, not from consequences, but from watching us. Children whose parents use devices heavily are significantly more likely to have elevated screen use and problematic tech habits themselves. The most powerful screen time intervention you have is not what you do with your child's phone, it's what you do with your own. Let me ask you honestly, and answer honestly, just to yourself. Do you use your phone in front of your child? I mean, I do, and I really shouldn't. Have you designated any tech-free times for yourself? Not just for your kids, but for you. Do you watch shows or videos together with your child as a shared experience? I'll tell you what my household looked like. My ex-husband and I were both deep tech people. From the moment we woke up until we went to bed, there was some sort of tech running in our home. Multiple screens at once, phones at dinner tables, scrolling while the kids played next to us. And then we would turn around and say, "Get off your iPad." And they would look at us like, "Seriously?" If you're guilty of being on your phone in front of your child, I want to be the first to say, no judgment. I've been there. I get it. I still mess up. So we made a change. We went device free for the parents when the kids were around. In the mornings, we checked our phones before the kids woke up, then the phones went away until school drop off. In the afternoons and evenings when the kids were home, devices were put away until bedtime. Does that sound terrifying? I won't lie. It wasn't easy at first, but I felt like I was missing something. But within a week, here is exactly what I noticed. My kids asked for the devices less. We connected and played more as a family. Naturally, it just kind of happened because we were all bored and we didn't have our devices distracting us. But it felt better. We felt more present, and my kids felt it. We also started watching shows and movies as a family, kid-oriented content, their choices, watching it together. It sent a message. Technology is not the enemy. I'm in it with you, not policing you from outside. Okay, here's something you can do. Choose 2 daily windows when your phone is put away while your kids are at home. Maybe it's before school in the mornings. Maybe it's after school through bedtime. Charge your phone in a room your kids can't see. And here's what you say. Retire this. Get off your phone. How many times do I have to say it? Instead say, I'm doing phone free time too. We're in it together. Stop scrolling on your phone while your child is trying to get your attention. And instead, just putting your phone face down or away before your child finishes their sentence. Just look how much they appreciate it. Let's talk about the moment everyone dreads. You walk in and say, time to put electronics away, and your child looks at you like you just announced that everything fun in their life is canceled. Summer break has been canceled. Here's what's actually happening in the moment. When a child is deep into their screen, their blood is flooded with dopamine, everything feels engaging and rewarding and fun. And when you say time's up, you're asking their nervous system to go from highly activated and super engaged to completely quiet instantly. That's genuinely hard for kids. And honestly, I have a hard time doing it too. The meltdown isn't defiance. It's dysregulation. And when we understand that, we can stop fighting the meltdown. Here are 5 transitions that actually work. 1, give a heads up. Never cold cut a screen session. Stop saying, that's it, off now. Use this instead. You have 10 more minutes. Let's find a good stopping place. Then engage with them. Before the end is over, walk over, get curious about what they're watching. Say, hey, what's this show? Show me. What are you guys doing in here? Then transition from connection, not confrontation. 3, offer special time as the pull. Instead of saying, if you turn it off now, I'll let you have extra time later, you can say, hey, when this is done, do you want to do special time? 4, regulate yourself first. Take 1 breath before you walk in the room. Your nervous system sets the tone. If you come in tense, it will be tense. 5, no more shame. You're addicted to that thing. You should be outside reading, doing something real. Instead, say, time's wrapping up. What do you want to do after this? And notice what's already worked for you in the past when transitioning your child off a device. If something is already working, keep doing it. Build on that. Now, in my mind, not all tech is created equal. A child watching a nature documentary is having a different experience than a child on TikTok. A 7-year-old playing a building game on an iPad is different from a 13-year-old on Instagram. A family watching a movie together is completely different from a child alone in their room on a device at midnight. So instead of just asking, how much time, I want you to also ask, what are you watching? Where are you watching it? Who are they watching it with? Here's the age by age guide. 0 to 3 is protect the wiring. The infant brain is developing at a really rapid pace, and what it needs is faces, voices, and touch. Your job is to model healthy tech use from day 1. Put the phone away when you're feeding, playing, or connecting. 4 to 10, set the culture, not just the clock. Research says most parents focus entirely on how much screen time, but where, what, and who matters just as much. Best move at this stage, co-watch. Sit with them, watch their shows, play their games. It keeps communication open and tells your child, I'm not against technology. I'm in it with you. Also at this stage, build your family's tech culture now. Tech-free dinner, phones outside bedrooms at night. The earlier these are set, just how our family does things, right? The less you have to fight about it later. 11 to 14, delay social media. This is the highest stakes window. Jonathan hates research, although controversial in the anxious generation, it's clear. Social media before age 14 is directly linked to rising rates of anxiety and depression and poor self-image, especially in our girls. Australia has become the first country to ban social media for anyone under 16. That decision is based on evidence. My strong guidance, delay smartphones. Delay social media as long as you possibly can. And more than any policy, keep the relationship close, the connection going. A child who trusts you will come to you when something goes wrong online. 15 to 18, really tough. Shift from control to conversation. By this stage, surveillance and punishment don't work and they damage relationship. The kids just go underground. What does work is a culture of ongoing, open, shame-free conversation. Things like, what's happening on your phone? That's actually fun. Who are you chatting with? What did you learn? Is there anything online that's stressing you out? Your teenager needs to know they can come to you without getting a lecture. Whatever your child is across those 4 stages, the move is the same: connection over control. All right, let's talk about scarcity versus desire. I want to give you a framework that explains so much about why the current approach isn't working. It's called scarcity versus desire. Here's how it works. The scarcer you make something feel, the more a child will want it. The more they want it, the more they think about it. They obsess over it. They fight to get it back. Every time you take the phone away as a punishment and make it more scarce, you're increasing its desirability. Every time you make screen time something that can be earned or removed, you tell the child, this thing is super important and valuable, and it's worth controlling you. And their brain responds, you're right, I need it even more now. 3 specific things happen when you use tech as a punishment. Problem 1, it escalates the value of the device. When it can be taken, it becomes precious, and precious things get fought for. It also damages the relationship. Every punishment is a small withdrawal from the trust account. And the trust account is exactly what will keep your child safe online. And 3, it doesn't produce lasting change. Compliance through fear ends the moment the fear ends. Your child doesn't learn anything about how to regulate their own tech use. They've learned how to wait you out. Punishments, lectures, shame, consequences don't protect anybody online, especially your child. Connection and relationship do. This is not about being permissive. This is about strategic limits. You can still have them. They need to exist, and structure matters. But the way we deliver those limits and why makes all the difference. A few phrases you might not want to keep using. No phone until you clean your room. Punishment model confirms scarcity trap. I'm taking it away for a week. Creates desperation, not learning, and a sense of you being out of control. Because I said so ends the conversation and creates resentment. What about, if you don't turn it off, I'm taking it away? A threat. It immediately escalates all the desire. If you want to go deeper on this, you can check out episode 375, 7 Ways to Win the Electronics Battle. It might be helpful too. The tech talk. Keep communication open and kids safe. I want to talk about something that goes beyond the daily power struggle. The fight over screen time is exhausting, but what happens when a child is online without knowing how to navigate it safely, that's a different level of concern. And the only thing that actually protects them is your relationship, not parental controls. Those are tools and we have to use them. They have a role, but they're not a substitute for trust. A child who's afraid of your reaction will not tell you when something bad happens online. A child who trusts you, that's the entire safety strategy. So how do you build that? By having ongoing, open, low-stakes tech conversations. Not one-time lectures, living conversation that grows with you and your child alongside a connected relationship. This is your 3rd quick win. Here's what to actually say. I'm not here to police your phone. I want to understand your world. If you ever see something that makes you feel uncomfortable or icky, I promise I won't take your phone away. I just want to help. Let's make our family tech agreement together. I want your voice in this. Show me what you love on TikTok. I want to get it. I want to see. What about also, is there anything happening online that feels weird or uncomfortable? Constantly be asking your kids that. And retire these lecturing your kids about screen times without first asking what they enjoy, reacting with punishments the first time they show, and when the first time they show you something uncomfortable online. Now I want to talk about something that every parent needs to know: online predators. Grooming is not sudden. It's slow and intentional. Here's how groomers gain trust. They pretend to be the same age as your child. They offer advice, understanding, a safe place. especially when a child feels unheard at home. They give gifts, game credits, gift cards, compliments, attention. All sounds like connection to me in some way, but in a very manipulative way. They use professional positions or reputations to appear trustworthy. They gradually ask for more personal information and then secrecy. They isolate the child from their family and friends. The antidote to all of this is not surveillance. It is a child who feels heard, valued, and connected at home, because a child who's getting what they need from home, from you, is far less vulnerable to someone online who's offering them exactly that. Here's some safety stuff. Keep social media accounts private always. Turn location sharing off for anyone they don't know in their life. No school logos, no home addresses, no city names, and no public posts. Cameras off in public social forums. Talk about pornography before the internet introduces it to them. Silence doesn't protect them. Know what your child is watching. Use parental settings, even if imperfect. And know who your child is talking to online. Okay, here's what you can try. Special time tonight. Design your device-free windows and have one real conversation with your child. I want to leave you with one thing I need you to carry out of this episode. The phone is not the problem. The phone is the symptom. What your child's looking for on the device, the stimulation, the attention, the sense of being seen, the feeling of having some control in the world. Those are legitimate needs. And you are the one person who can meet those needs in a way no screen ever can. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do all of this at once. Special time tonight, device-free windows, one real conversation. That's where you start. But here's the truth about change. You don't do it alone. You do it and you don't do it in a single afternoon. It takes practice. You need someone to hold you accountable sometimes, because you might slide back into your old patterns. That's what Peace and Parenting is for. We are not about perfection. We're about progress. And we are about showing up for kids in a way that actually works for you. If you want to learn more about working with us, what coaching looks like, please reach out and send me a DM on Instagram at Peace and Parenting, or email us at support@peaceandparentingla.com. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring enough to listen. You know the phone is a problem. So does your kid. Now, you know what to do about it. Thank you for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'll see you next time. Hey there, Peace and Parenting family. If you love the podcast but wish to enjoy it without interruptions, your wish has come true. Introducing the ad-free version of the Peace and Parenting podcast, available exclusively on Apple Podcast. As a subscriber, you'll get all the heartfelt advice, parenting stories, and actionable tips you love without any ads. For less than the cost of a coffee each month, you will enjoy uninterrupted listening while also supporting our work to help you build stronger connections with your kids. Try it out for free. Simply find Peace and Parenting on Apple Podcasts, click Try Free, and you'll gain immediate access to our ad-free episodes. There's no commitment and you can cancel anytime. So if you're ready for a more peaceful, uninterrupted listening experience, subscribe now. Let's keep focusing on connection without the distractions.